everybody, Emily Kennison here, the founder and inventor behind the curling headband by RobeCurls, and we have the fabulous Miss Maggie with us here today. She has naturally wavy hair and it is at shorter length, so we're going to teach you some tips and tricks on how to use our curling headband with this hair length. To start, you're going to need your curling headband. It comes with 2 matching scrunchies, so you're going to need those as well. You're going to need your Mr.Spritzer or some type of water. And then also if you use any type of leave-in conditioners or oils or styling products like mousse, you can use those at this stage as well, but I would recommend adding it into the Mr.Spritzer and shaking it up so that it's evenly distributed into your hair at this prep stage. And then you might also need bobby pins. So for shorter hair, you might want to keep these on hand. We'll see if we need them with Maggie. But yeah, let's dive into it. So to start, we're going to lightly mist her hair with our Mr.Spritzer. We're focusing more on like the mid-lengths and down, so not the top of the head. And we're going to also focus on the face framing pieces, making sure to get the undersides, and so that's like an evenly coated wet. This type of hair though, you can definitely experiment. It's kind of goof-proof hair when it's the wavy hair because your hair will naturally hold a curl and it's just looking for a curl shape to hold. So you can even experiment with not using any water at all and just your normal styling products. Play with it, but I always like to start with using water because you're gonna get more of that curl shape and then you can go from there. So now we can grab our Mr.Spritzer. If you brush your hair, you can brush it, part it into 2 sections, and grab your curling headband. You are going to have it folded in half to start. And if you notice, there's going to be a integrated wire along one side of the headband, and there's a plush microfiber fleece lining all along the other side. So when we put it on Maggie's head, we want to put it on so that crease is now in the middle and that the wire is facing forward. That's super important. And what we do first is we take half of her hair and we wrap the headband around and we create an adorable Pippi Lou pigtail. So cute. So this is not the part where we're curling. This is just to keep the hair in place while we work on the other side. So when we do this, our hands are free, which makes it super easy to now work on the other side. Maggie has adorable bangs, so if you have bangs, just pull them out of the way and you're good to go. Style them as you normally would. And I would say start with a small front half-inch section if you have shorter hair. It's going to be easier to wrap the headband around with shorter hair if you use smaller sections. So go with a half-inch section. And another tip is if you look at your part line, you don't want that half-inch section to be more than an inch down the part line. So if you bend your head forward, when we take that first section, we're just going to take it so that's about a half-inch down that part line as well. And perfect. If we took too far back, the headband's going to feel like it's sliding backwards. So you want to keep it nice and tight. And you wrap it up and over and you pull it through just like that. And that's one wrap. And then you just add another section right under that first. Add it to that first section of hair that we wrapped and you pull it up and over and around. And so you just repeat this process as you go down your hair. Again, smaller sections is better for shorter hair. And another tip that I want to give is that when you are wrapping it, if you notice, I'm angling the headband so that it is about, 2-3 inches above her ear. So you're going to do this so that the curl starts sooner in the back, which is super important for short hair. And it also is a way to make sure that the headband feels more secure because it can be harder to get the back pieces if you have the headband that just sits along your ear line like it normally would. So this is another tip and trick for short hair that is super important. And we just repeat the process. Keep adding each section bit by bit. And once you get to about the ear length, just grab all of the hair and add it to that last section so that you make one big section and wrap it around. Doing this again, it will just help to start the curls sooner, which is always a good thing. Now, once you get to the end and all the hair is wrapped, take your matching scrunchie, add it around the ends. When you're putting the scrunchie on, focus on just getting the bulk of that last wrap around. So you see Maggie's ends are splaying out. That is okay. We just want to make sure that this whole part up here isn't falling out. And so that is our concern when we're adding the scrunchies at the beginning. And then Once they are on and secure, all we do is we take the ends and you can tuck them in so that they don't slide out. There you go. So we got half done, and now we just unwrap the other side and repeat the process. If your hair is super slippery and smooth, another recommendation is just to add more water. The more water you add, the longer you'll have to wait for your hair to dry. And you want to definitely make sure your hair is 100% dry before you take it out. But you will see that with shorter hair, it tends to be slipperier. So adding more water is definitely a tip that you can play around with as well. And if you have naturally wavy hair, though, it tends to have more of a grip, and so it may not be something as needed. And as mentioned before, you can even play with not using any water at all. So there's definitely some room to experiment here. But most importantly is that it gets wrapped. So we're doing small sections. Once we get to the ear, we just add all of it. And again, as you can see, the hairline here of the headband is about 2 inches, 3 inches from the ear. So we're angling the headband down the head in a different way than we normally do for longer hair. And here we are at the end. So we grab our matching scrunchie, add it around, twist it. Perfect. So a couple of the ends again are splaying out. That is totally fine. Tuck them in a little bit. And at this point, what we're going to do is just twist the curling headband away to tighten it. Do you feel it just like kind of, yeah, it just like suctions on the head. Perfect. And as you see, there were some pieces that were loose and now they're all like pulled in nice and tight, which is awesome. This will help to create tighter curls. It'll also just make it more wearable when you're out and about for the day. And now we'll spin you around to show you how to tuck it. So to actually tuck it into the headband look, all you do is you cross it, form an X, tuck one over and in. Super simple. And tuck one under and up. Just like that. And also, as you see, it also tucks in those splaying ends. So that is the look. As you see, there might be like a piece right here I'm looking at. It's kind of sliding out. So this is where the bobby pins can be helpful, to just grab a bobby and stick it in. You won't feel it. It won't show or anything, but just tuck it in to hold that piece of hair in place so that it just sets without sliding out. That's all you're really concerned about. And that's it. And Miss Maggie is good to go. And we'll check back in with her in a couple hours and see how they look.
A few hours later.
Hello everybody, so we are back with the beautiful Miss Maggie. We're going to see what her results are like. Her hair is 100% dry, which is super important before taking it out. Make sure your hair is 100% dry. So to take it out, let me spin her around. Remember how we crossed it? So we're just going to uncross to take down the 2 little pigtails, and then we'll just slide off the scrunchies on the ends and put them on your wrist so you don't lose them like I always do. There's one, here's the other one. And then we're just gonna untwist it. So remember we twisted to tighten, so now we just go the other way to loosen it up a little bit. And since Maggie has short hair, it'll just naturally start to slide out. And here you go. You have your curls that are perfectly formed and look awesome. So it looks like Maggie has used a curling iron, but she hasn't. It's just been the beautiful curling headband, and she looks great and beautiful. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Like, follow, subscribe, do whatever you want to keep in touch with us, and follow for more tips and tricks. Thank you.